Welcome back to Tomahawk Sports Talk, where we bring you all the news and updates from Florida State sports. I'm Blake Overbeck.
I'm Ray Nyson.
And I'm Matthew Scholl.
Let's get right into it as we talk about the exciting game of the Indians versus the Eagles at home. Braden's going to say his talking points from there.
So, yeah, football moves to 5-3 in a very exciting victory against rival Green Valley Eagles, 41-34. I mean, I think you guys can agree that was probably one of the best games.
Well, that's the kind of game you want to see from a rivalry game, too. Like, it's just exciting to watch.
I mean, what I've picked apart from every single year, it's been a very close game between these two teams. And it's always like a one-score game, and there's always very deciding factors that you can tell throughout. So I believe this is a season-changing victory. I mean, just seeing in the locker room, you can see there's a lot more confidence and belief in the program than there was before this victory. But this game overall was very brawlish, very physical, as you can expect from this type of rivalry. So before the game, these two teams met in the end zone and kind of set the tone. I mean, I thought it was
I thought something was about to go down.
Yeah,
because as soon as I saw you guys running out, I saw Green Valley was huddled there. I was like, oh, that's not good.
Yeah, so Green Valley did get unsportsmanlike conduct from that. So Indians started from the 50, and Austin Sinclair booted it into the field goal. Would have been good for 3. So then, but overall in this game, there was 20 penalties combined and multiple late hits. I mean, you look at the late. I mean, that's kind of what killed Green Valley there. During the beginning, they committed so many penalties to kind of hurt themselves. And you see there that, like, I believe they committed 4 more penalties. They committed 4 less penalties than the Indians, but they still amounted for, like, 6 more penalty yards. So the fact that they didn't keep their cool was very evident whenever you see in the beginning of the fourth quarter with 11 minutes left, the Indians were up 34-13 at a point looking to quickly just beat to victory, but they gave up 21 unanswered points in 5 minutes of game time. So there was touchdowns of 69, 66, and 45 yards. They faced a very good running back, though. It was a sophomore, Dawson Heed. He had 22 carries for 261 yards and 5 touchdowns for the Grand Valley Eagles. So that's definitely something they can definitely look forward to in the future. As like, hey, we might have lost this tough game, but at least we can take that in. Well, that was supposed to be my alarm. But this game did go down to the last possession, and eventually the Grand Valley Eagles' inability to pass the ball eventually caught up to them. They only had 59 passing yards all game. And then and for the last play of the game, very interesting decision to throw a flow screen out there. And you see their starting quarterback, number 10, was not out there for around the last couple possessions of the game for them. I think that's very evident that they aren't very confident in their passing game. And I feel like that'll eventually come out to hurt them during the playoffs. And especially on third down, you can see that the Indians were 9 for 13 on first down, while Grand Valley was 2 for 8. I mean, when you continue to be on the field for third down and the other team just can't get off the field on third down, then that's very, very telling on what type of game this is going to be. But then you look, the Indians had a very great offensive game. They fired on all cylinders. 192 passing and 187 rushing yards. And I definitely think the player of the game was Nico Burt here. 4-touchdown night for him. 13 carries for 82 yards, 2 touchdowns, and 6 receptions for 88 yards and 2 touchdowns, including the game winner. I mean, when you have someone, he will run the ball down your throat, and then he led the team in receiving, so I think Nico's breakout has been very key for the Indians. Don't you think so, Blake?
Yeah, I mean, it was a great game for him, especially to match. It's good to see like someone on our team match their guy too, because I mean, if we didn't have Nico, then we probably don't win that game because number 1 was so good for them.
Yeah, And another key spotlight for the offense is John Ross using his feet, using that mobility. I mean, you saw him in the pocket, didn't you, Blake? He's just ducking and weaving all over the place.
Yeah, he evaded many sacks. Like, there were times I thought he was going down, and he made a play out of it, so it was a great game.
Yeah, I think that's very key because he also used his scrambling ability a lot more than he usually does. And I feel like that'll definitely free up the pass game. It'll make teams respect him more as a rusher because he can definitely use his leg to extend plays, and we saw that on Friday. But next week, this Friday, you can catch it on Huddle TV. Fort Osage Indians play Chrisman at home. Chrisman's 3-5, but they're no team to sleep on. This will be the cancer awareness game for the Indians, so it'll mean a lot to a lot of players being able to come out there and support their loved ones who have been affected by it. But it's no team to sleep on, like I said. Besides losses to Grand Valley and Platte County in the first 3 weeks of the season, they've only lost in one-possession games. And then this past week, they beat Raytown 40-16, and that's a dominant win. And they will definitely bring that confidence into Fort Osage.
Yeah.
On Friday. And I think that's very key because last time the Indians played, when the Indians played Raytown, it was 30-28. So it's very key to see the difference between that. And I think another key point is their offense. They run a veer option type of offense. So the Indians have played this type of offense before with Kearney. And the thing is, you have to stay on all your responsibilities, or there will be a big play, and that's what I think that Coach Bull and the Indians have been focusing on all week. But they cannot let this be a trap game, and they cannot let Chrisman catch them just because they're Chrisman. You know what I mean? And I believe that's all for football as we move on to volleyball.
Oh, volleyball! I believe they ended their season the other night. They ended 21-10-1. Their last game being Truman at home, winning 3-0. This season has been the best season best record at least, for the volleyball team in over 15 years. So obviously a great season so far. They go into districts facing Blue Springs, the 23rd. It's a very winnable game, but the Indians still have to be on their A game. Just continue what they've been doing all season. Take that momentum from the end of the season, that little winning streak that they had, take it in the districts, and hopefully have a pretty good run. So if Blue Springs beats Blue Springs, odds are they'll play 1 seed, Lee Summit West. Fort Osage being the 5 seed, that puts them right in the middle of the 8 teams in the tournament, I guess 10-ish. Following that, on the other side of the bracket, we have Lee Summit North facing Chrisman, and then Ray Peck playing Lee Summit. So obviously some tough competition. And but nobody that the Indians can't handle. Obviously, looking at their season, beat a lot of good teams. So we'll see what they can do. Hopefully, make a late run. Continuing with girls sports, we got softball, who recently lost their district game to Lee Summit North in spectacular fashion. They were 4 seed. Lee Summit North was 5 seed. They lost 17 innings, 1-2 game in the first district game, which is, obviously kind of tragic. Following that, if they won, they would have had a tough game in Blue Springs South, which Lee Summit North put up a good fight, 6-9. But congrats to the Grand Valley Eagles for winning softball districts. They kind of flew through all the competition. They had a great game against Blue Springs South for the district title, but not too much to say about softball season. Wasn't there what they were looking for, as we've been saying. They competed with a couple good teams, but they just couldn't pull together in the end. Obviously they had a lot of close games. I know that's the story with baseball a lot of the time, like a few key mistakes, and you feel like your season could be turned around. And I feel like just looking at some of these games, I feel like that's some of the way softball could have went. Had a much better record, easier time in districts, but it is what it is. Just how it goes.
Yeah, I definitely agree with you there. I mean, you see definite flashes of success there, but it's just not sustained throughout the season. I think you definitely see this team, and I bet Coach Sullivan sees this team and thinks, hey, we can be really good next year. Because they're returning a lot of players, and I believe that they will be even better next year. I mean, you see they have very key wins. Like, you see that Smith-Cotton game that went, like, however much innings? 20 innings. I mean, you can see that they definitely have competitiveness. You definitely see they have that fire in them. But it's just about bringing that together. I mean, I think one more year of them gelling together, I think we'll see a very good, rejuvenated girls softball team next year. I believe golf is next, so...
I'll talk about golf. So it was a great season for the girls golf team. They won multiple tournaments, and they won conference for the first time in program history, which is huge.
And don't forget that they won a tournament for the first time, too.
Yeah. Two medalists went on during the conference tournament, Ava Adler and Jordan Davis, who are both juniors. So that's a positive outlook for next season. And I check out the story I wrote on The Signal about girls golf winning conference. I sat down with Coach Wilson and interviewed him, and he was very proud of his team because, you know, girls golf hasn't always been the light of Fort Osage. So for them to go out and win a conference tournament, everybody is just so happy and excited for what they accomplished this year, and there's no reason they can't do it again next year with all their returners, so that's always good.
Yeah, and then, I mean, it's a great season for girls golf, of course, as girls tennis last week ended off their season against North Kansas City. Of course, a disappointing season for them. They definitely would have liked it to be better. But I feel like next year, same as softball, they're definitely going to come out, you know, with more intensity, more focus next year. They know what it feels like now. As now we move on to boys soccer, who's having quite the great season right now. Blake, can you run us through that?
Yeah, so right now, as of October 22nd, Wednesday, we are 13-4, soon to hopefully be 14-4 after we play Ruskin tonight. But we've been on a roll recently, whereas last Wednesday we beat Belton, probably the conference championship, 2-1 in PKs, very physical. It was a great comeback after we lost to them 1-0 early in the season. I scored in the first half, and then Belton got it back on a PK, of course, which always sucks. But, I mean, sometimes you just got to live with it. But the Indians stuck with it, and then we played hard till the end, lasted both overtimes, then we won in PKs after Logan made a huge save, and then one of the Belton players blasted it over the bar. And then on Thursday, we played Harrisonville, which is a non-conference game. Both teams were very worn out. You can tell it was very sloppy. Some younger guys got some playing time, which is always good. As this year, especially, they really haven't. It's been mostly the starters and then a few subs throughout the games because they've been so tight. So it was good to get some of the younger guys in. I scored in the the second half on a PK, and then Connor Barlow scored after Ryan Rodriguez blasted a shot that just hit Connor and went in, but good for Connor. And then on Monday, the Indians took on Raytown, which is another get-back game after Raytown beat them 1-0. It was a 5-0 win, so it's just great for the Indians to come out and show who they are and not let Raytown think they have a chance again. And then also it puts the Indians in a great spot for a conference win because there's 2 games left in the season. At Ruskin tonight, or yesterday when the episode comes out, and then at home versus Platte County next Monday. So if the Indians win tonight against Ruskin, they're guaranteed to at least share conference with somebody, probably Grand Valley. But if we win tonight and then also win Monday, then we're the sole conference winners. So that's obviously our goal because we don't want to share a conference title, especially with Grand Valley. So we're going to go out there and try our best to win both those games and be the sole conference winners and then take all that momentum in the districts and hopefully get a win.
Yeah, I feel like winning conference for the boys soccer team will be huge. That'll be the second team that's won conference so far for in the Suburban White Conference.
Suburban White, yeah.
Yeah. So that's very huge. As I believe that's all we have for you today. Of course, if you want more news and information, you could hit up fohssignal.net, or you could hop on YouTube, FOHS Broadcasting. So I'm Brain Ison.
I'm Blake Overbeck.
And I'm Matthew Soul.
And I'll see you next time.